Hi, this is A. Wesley. The A who tells it like a TI is. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. The topic I'm going to talk to you today about is the weaponizing of white women toward black women. I was not going to do a video on the situation on Vanderpump Rules last week because of all the other stuff going on in the news about George Floyd and other black people being killed by police. I had to take a break from social media and everything. But since people are still talking about this story, I decided to go ahead on and do a video about it. Last week, it was revealed that two of the stars from Vanderpump Rules, Kristen Doute and Stassi Schreder, called the police on a black cast member, a former black cast member. Her name was Faith Stowers. And what happened, because all this stuff that was going on with Black Lives Matter and the protest and all this stuff, some kind of way they had a podcast, and and on their podcast they talked about how they did Faith Stovers and other things going on with black people and Black Lives Matter. When I first kind of heard about it, it was from another YouTuber. I think his name is DJ Richie or something. But anyway, when I saw his video and I heard the clips of what she was saying, and the way she was saying it, like, yeah, all the other races are not talking about Black Lives Matter. Chinese people and other people are not talking about it, and this is a black issue. And I hate when white people try to assume themselves on black folks' issues and stuff, and try to make a mockery of it, or make it be like that the issue that black folks are talking about or discussing or complaining about is not relevant, and stuff which is really is relevant. But to get back to topic, and so it was like after that, people started bringing up all kinds of stuff, and they were bragging about how they called the police on Faith Stowers because Faith Stowers was a black woman, and they called the police trying to say that the black woman that had been robbing men and stealing their money and stuff looked similar to Faith Stowers, and she might be working on Vanderpump Rules. And I'm glad the police were sensible enough to know that Faith Stowers looked nothing like the suspect. They already had, the suspect's name and file and picture and everything, and so it was like until NBC and Bravo fired both of those girls. That's when they come trying to come out with these weak apologies about they were sorry for what they did to the black girl Faith Stowers, and they apologized and for their insensitive tweets and what they thought about it and stuff, and they're gonna take time to educate themselves and learn about stuff. And I'm just like Eve from the talk. Those apologies were fake, and those apologies were fake, and those girls did not mean any of those things that they said in their apology. That was some kind of publicist who wrote that for them and put that in there because they got so much backlash, not from black people but also from white people, because the situation could have escalated into something else. If the police wasn't savvy enough to know who the real accomplice was. And so it was like they thought people were going to accept their apology. People still haven't accept their apology, and everybody is talking to Faith Stowers now. And like Faith Stowers said, she because I think it was Entertainment Tonight, Kevin Frazier, one of the interviews she did, they asked her why come she didn't come out with this 2 years ago. I think this happened in either 2017 or 2018. I think it was 2018. And she was saying that when she tried to go to Bravo officials and try to tell her story, try to go to people. People didn't believe her or shrugged it off, or like she was just being difficult or something, and stuff like that. And she said now I guess it was the right time. And like she said, it wasn't even her who brought out the stuff. They got on their podcast bragging about it, and then people started talking about it. And when they got the backlash, that's when they started doing all this fake stuff. And people were wondering when Lisa Vanderpump was going to come out, and she came out, I think, at least Thursday or Friday, and she had some half baited apology too, like about people don't see the behind the scenes thing. She have a lot of ethnic people working in her restaurants and stuff. Like, we're not talking about what you have behind the scenes. We're talking about what's in front of the camera. And by you being one of the producers of Vanderpump Rules, you should have known about the story. Even if you didn't know about the story, you should have investigated the story. You should have kind of maybe took up for Faith Stowers and try to find out what was going on. But you didn't do that either, Lisa Vanderpump. So I also hold you accountable too, and stuff like that. And I don't like the fact that that they did that girl like that, and they just thought it was nothing. So I'm glad that she's coming out with her story. And Faith also said that she's getting advice from a lot of people, and a lot of lawyers and stuff have been calling her about her filing a defamation case against them. But she said she don't know if she's going to do that right now. She wants to move on and do other stuff. But I think because she's on another reality TV show on VH1, I don't think she wants to have her career affected by a lawsuit. On another note, I watched The View yesterday, and Sunny Hassins was so upset and sad and disappointed when she found out one of the executive producers of The View was saying negative things about her. And Robert Roberts called her low rent and called Robert Roberts highbrow, something like that. And she was saying that she hoped it's not true. And then Whoopi Goldberg had to read some kind of statement from ABC News saying, like they always do, that they will not tolerate any discrimination, and they're a network of inclusivity and all that time stuff. The same old jargon that all these networks use when one of their employees are caught saying negative things or bad things about black people. So I was just so sad about that with Sunny Hastings. And it also happened to Meghan Markle last week when a Canadian blogger had said that if you're a friend of a black person and you have a big platform, go ahead on and support your friends or whatever. And she jumped in the conversation talking about Black Lives Matter, said negative stuff, and then that's when they said Meghan had to distance herself from that woman. Of course, she had to distance herself from Jessica Mulroney. People fail to realize. I mean, I seen a young YouTuber. She was trying to talk about it, but people fail to realize some people get in certain spaces to try to move around and move up and stuff, and they have these people that want to jump on their bandwagon and ride their coattails, but they have negative things about them. They don't like them anyway. I'm tired of these white women trying to weaponize themselves against black women. This is A. Wesley. That ain't even tested like a TI is. I am out. Ooh, that video was long.